Hi, my name is Cici and I'm a reseller on Poshmark, and I mentioned, I don't know, probably in the last video that I did, that I was closing my Poshmark closet. So I want to give an update on how that's going. It's not great. The sales are very slow. Today is June 30th. It's about 10 p.m. at night, and I haven't been doing the normal, getting inventory and posting it, and that has ground my closet to an absolute halt. So for the month of June, I sold 77 listings, and that netted me $887. So that's pretty painful because I'm typically netting at least double that. So, but I'm sticking with it because I want to close my closet. So I'm going to go over a little bit about how that's been working for me. Obviously, the sales are down. Last month in May, my net was like 1,348, and then April I had a huge half off sale and my net was 2,600. So 887, close to 900 is a pretty substantial decrease for me. With 77 listings, that averages out to $11.51 net profit on each, and that doesn't count cost of goods. So yeah, it's been a struggle that way, but I'm staying with it. I don't want to be a Poshmark reseller anymore. I don't find that it's enjoyable anymore, and I don't think it's the same as it used to be. So, and I guess I'll talk really quickly before I go into what strategies I'm doing with my closet as to why. I think there's basically two camps on Poshmark. There's the people who were into Poshmark before live sales, and then there's the live sales people. And the people who have been a little bit of longer time Poshmark buyers, what they're looking for now is a better deal because of the economy, because prices on Poshmark have gone down. People are not paying up what they used to pay, so they expect to pay less. And for me, I don't know about for other people, but if I want to make sales, I'm having to sell items at a lower price point, which is fine. Excuse me, because I do want to move through my inventory. I am pricing items a lot lower by reposting. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But the other camp of people is the live sale people, and I think they spend a lot of money, but what they're doing is they're buying things at a very low price point. People who like live sales are committed live sale shoppers. They go back to the same sellers, they buy bundles, they buy multiple items, and I think people who are enjoying being live sellers are making a lot. It's just a volume operation unless there are a lot of people who do live sales that have really desirable brands that are doing well that way. But I think the focus on live sales and Poshmark has kind of split it into two groups of buyers, and that's affected sales. I could do live sales, I wouldn't mind, but it would require me to sell such a high volume of inventory that I don't want to commit to storing that or managing that, and I don't have access to the type of inventory that would net a high profit on live sales. I have done some silent sales. I will say just really quickly about that. I did 3 silent live sales, whatever they call them, and I only sold 1 item in all 3 shows, but it did bring quite a bit of traffic to my closet, so I might continue to do those here and there. It is a time commitment. They usually have to run about an hour if you're going to have a decent amount of items, and you have to babysit it because you've got to start the auction and stop the auction and be there for questions. So I really don't like it for that reason. But that is what it is. That's just where Poshmark is, so that's fine. What I am doing differently since I decided to close my closet out, I want basically everything to be sold through by the end of the year. I do have 665 items currently. That's down from about 1,200 in April before I had my live sale, and then since then I've written off quite a bit of items. But the first thing I'm doing obviously is not sourcing. I'm not sourcing. I did some sourcing in April, not quite a regular amount, but a decent amount. May, I went 3 times and I got under 10 items each time. And then in June, I've gone once and I got 5 items that one time I went. So I'm not procuring new inventory because I don't want to be laden down with inventory. I want to sell through all of it. That being said, the times that I have posted new items has generated sales. Not necessarily sometimes of those items, but it just brings traffic to my closet and gives me sales. So that's the unfortunate part. I have much better luck with sales when I do post new inventory. I used to post 6 to 10 items daily. Now this month I did get 5 items at the bins, which I posted. 3 of those have already sold. And I've pulled items out of my own closet that I think are worth selling that I'm not wearing anymore. So that helped when I did that. It gave me a definite boost in sales. But yeah, not enough to make the kind of profit that I would ideally want to have, but that's okay. That's what I have to deal with to get my closet closed out. I did write off 350 articles of clothing and shoes and whatever's from my closet. I went through and I looked at items that were bad sizes or outdated items or items that I wouldn't pick up today, and I just got rid of them. I wrote them off, took the text right off, and gave them to the Goodwill. With the exception of the flawed items, I just threw those out. I had some flawed items that were cute, but maybe the hem needed sewing or the leather was scratched up on something. So those I just wrote off and threw away because I didn't want to give them back to the Goodwill because I didn't want anyone else to kind of deal with the same type of problem. So there's that. Minimal sourcing, writing off items, and then basically what I'm doing now is just reposting items every 60 days. That has helped some because when I repost, I'm dropping items to a lower price point, like items that are 20, 25, I price at 15, that type of thing. And then when they get likes, I'm offering a good discount with a shipping discount just to get those items to move. That's working well on some items, but I will say this. When I first started reposting, I would repost like 20, 30, 40 items a day. That doesn't work well. That ground, all the days that I did that, for 3 or 4 days afterwards, my closet was really quiet. I got no sales, barely any likes, barely any followers. Like my whole closet just kind of shut down. So for some reason, the algorithm didn't appreciate that. But I'm going to continue to repost probably, 4 to 5 items a day. I try to keep track of when it's been 60 days so I can repost them. Because when you do it at 60 days, they'll show up as new. If you do it sooner, they won't show up as new in the just in on Poshmark. So there's that. I have freed up 2 rooms in my home. This is what was my studio. I had a mannequin and a torso mannequin and a head mannequin and a whole kit that had steamers and measuring tape and shoe inserts and fuzz eaters and all that is now consolidated into one room. I'm going to use this as the dining room that it actually should be. And then I had a whole room just full of bins of inventory, and the closet in that room was full of like hanging jackets and blazers. I had shelves full of shoes. So what I've done now is taken that all into my packing room. My packing room basically has a packing table, a photo booth, and I had a large rolling rack that I kept when I'd go to the bins and get a bunch of inventory before, I would just use that as my staging area to keep that inventory. I sold that rolling rack on Facebook Marketplace because I'm not going to be bringing new inventory in, and where that rack was, I've just stacked bins all the way to the ceiling. When I had that big sale in April and wrote off all that inventory over the last quarter, I was able to get rid of, I freed up quite a bit of space in the bins, so I probably got rid of about 10 storage bins. So I have crammed everything, and it's crammed, it's not pretty, but I have everything Poshmark related in one room. I've rolled the mannequins in there. I'm eventually going to sell them because I will still, my strategy with sourcing is I'll source a maximum of 15 items per month. I don't even know if that many, just to keep the closet going because I do get a lot of traction when I do new posts, and I want to sell the majority of this stuff. But to sell through my current inventory, which is 665 items, I'd have to sell 3.64 items a day. I'm typically selling about 1 or 2 items a day right now. I mean, there's days where I sell 4 or 5 or 6. I used to pretty much count on selling 6 a day, but yeah, we'll see. I don't want to add too much to that inventory. And yeah, that's how my closing out of my closet is going. I'm just going to keep on doing that, reposting, lowering prices. I take offers. If I have something listed at 45 and someone offers me 20, good is gone. I have something listed at 15, someone offers me 8 or 9, good is gone. I accept it. I mean, I have to look at the item, how long it's been posted, the fact that I want to get rid of all this inventory, and also, if I had that item in my hand and I was having, say, a garage sale, or someone just walked up to me on the street and said, hey, I'll give you such amount of dollars for that, would I say yeah? And generally the answer is yes. So I'm accepting that, even on the items that I got at the regular Goodwill and paid up a little bit more for. There's been a few items I've taken a loss on. There's a lot of items where I'm making $1 or $2 profit on, but to that end, it's meeting my goal of closing out my Poshmark closet by the end of the year. I don't want to be tied to this inventory. I don't want to be a Poshmark reseller. I enjoyed it while it was good, but it's not the same, and I think I've changed. I'm just not enjoying it as much anymore. So I will keep you all posted. I might do a June what sold video since I had so few sales. It would be a short and sweet video, and you could see what that $887 was and how little I made on quite a few of the items. But the other thing, my steamer broke. I'm not buying a new steamer. When someone buys something, if it's wrinkled in the storage bin, it's going to them wrinkled. I'm almost out of packing supplies, so I have tons of boxes that I get online from the post office, and they just deliver them to my house, and that's what I ship in. But I used to buy these huge reams of like butcher paper. It's really nice for packing. I'm not buying that anymore. I bought thank you stickers. I'm not buying that anymore because I'm letting these items go at such a low profit margin. It just doesn't make good sense for me to add the bells and the whistles. I enjoy doing that. I like packing up, a purchase and putting the sticker on and making it look nice. But when I run out of what I got, I'll buy printer cartridges because I have to do that to print the labels, but I'm not buying anything else. I'll eventually sell my mannequins at the end of the year or whenever I stop sourcing. But yeah, I'm both encouraged and discouraged. I'm discouraged at how long I feel like it's going to take me to sell through some of this stuff at the rate it's going. But I'm also encouraged that I only have 665 active items. If I sell a little over 3 a day, I'll get rid of all this stuff. I assume I'm going to end up writing off probably a third of it. I don't know. That's 200 some items. We'll see how it goes. Because I did just over the last week, I had gone through my closet and pulled some things to sell and posted them. That gave me a surge of activity because the third week of June, my sales were very minimal. I think there were 2 days I didn't even have anything to ship, no sales. So, but then I went ahead and posted some new things the last week of June, and that reinvigorated my sales. So it's not an easy process. It's not fun. I'm not going to give all this stuff away. I am going to try to sell through it. So I'm just going to go through the drudgery of it. But I'm dedicating. I have my time free to do other things that make money because Posh took up a significant amount of my time, and once it stopped making good sense for me to do it, then I'm getting out of the game, but I need to sell through. So that's how my closet closing process is going. Wish me luck that I continue to sell, and it would be great to sell 3 to 4 items a day. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to share. That's about it. So hopefully your sales are going. Oh, I will. Yes, there is one other thing. So I do, because I feel like, gosh, my sales are really dragging and this is terrible. Sometimes I'll look, like if someone's in my feed from following me or whatever, I'll just check out their closet and look at their solds. From what and I'll go like other YouTubers that I watch that are Poshmark resellers, I'll go look at their solds. From what I can tell across the board, everybody's sales are dragging. It's not like people are selling 3 and 4 items a day. I think I saw like 2 or 3 closets that were that way, but it's like 1 sale one day, then no sales, then a few days later 2 sales. Like it's really slow go for everybody. So While that doesn't make me feel good, it at least makes me feel like I'm not alone in that. And the other factor in that is summer slowdown. This time of year, every year, sales do get a little bit slower, so there is that. And people are just willing to spend less. So even if I sell a lot of volume-wise, it's still not going to be a huge profit. But slowly but surely, I'm shutting it down. So if this was helpful, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, let me know. And I think I already said this, but I'll probably do a June what sold video, since today is June 30th and it's almost over, and I kind of actually enjoy doing the videos. So, okay, thanks guys. Talk to you soon. Hope everything's going well. All right, bye.